Butler Beat for Friday, March 25th. I'm Ashley Davis.
And I'm Bree Seaver.
Butler is in the Elite Eight for the second year in a row. The 8th-seeded Bulldogs upset the 4th-seeded Wisconsin Badgers last night. Matt Howard led the Dogs with 20 points and 12 rebounds. Butler's senior guard, Sean Van Zant, says beating a higher-seeded team is really no big deal.
People had us losing the first round, second round. People had us losing today, but I like being on the dog personally. I enjoy it.
Why does that work so well for this group,
I mean, ever since I know Butler being underdogs, that's nothing new to this program. And I personally think everybody in this locker room feeds off that. We go out there and we work hard.
As a member of the senior class, what does it mean to you especially to have now done it a couple of years in a row?
It means a lot. It means a lot to, for me, it means a lot to the guys that didn't make it that far, like Mike Green, AJ Graves. So, I mean, I play for them too.
It seems like, a year ago we were talking about first to 60. That was the Butler way last year in the defensive effort. Now we've seen 2 games now where you guys have been the first to 60. You getting back to that sort of nitty-gritty?
Yeah, I mean, I think we kind of lost focus mid in the season. We weren't guarding hard like we were supposed to, but I think coach staff got us back to that, and it's working out for us.
Center Andrew Smith rolled his ankle during the second half and had to come out of the game. But the 6'10 sophomore says he had no intention of staying on the sidelines for long.
With your ankle there?
To be completely honest, I don't really know. I went up for a rebound, and I think I landed on someone's ankle and rolled it pretty bad. And I was able to go out there and play a few more minutes, and I'll definitely be out there Saturday.
You're what?
And I'll definitely be out there Saturday.
Okay. So they retaped you? Was it just...
Yeah, we retaped it and then tightened up the brace and laced up the shoe. So, it's about 2 inches of padding there. So, yeah, I was all right.
Butler will play the 2nd-seeded Florida Gators Saturday afternoon for the right to go to the Final Four. The game tips off at 4:30 on CBS. In other campus news, today was the first of many scheduled new student registration days for incoming first-year students. New Butler students met with a faculty member to register for fall classes. Students and their families could also take a tour of residence halls and get their Butler ID card. There were also several breakout sessions for new students and their families. Among the topics, money matters and discussions about campus life, health and safety, and academic success. There will be approximately 9 similar sessions for new students throughout the spring and summer.
Continuing Butler students will also be thinking about fall classes next week as advising for fall and summer 2011 begins on Monday. Students meet with their academic advisors from March 28th through April 8th. Self-registration for current students begins on April 11th and is open through April 22nd.
Are you thinking of signing up for an internship this summer? Internship and Career Services at Butler has a program that could help with the cost of living on campus. The Summer Brain Gain program is designed to help students connect with the Indianapolis culture and community. In order to be eligible for Brain Gain, students are expected to complete an internship with a local organization. All application materials are due on Friday, April 8th by 5 p.m. Students may apply to the program. They finalize an internship, but proof of commitment has to be sent to the program coordinator before 5 p.m. on Friday, May 13th. For more information on the program, go to the Internship and Career Services page on Butler's website and click on the Summer Brain Gain tab.
For students looking for summer work, there is a hint of good news. 55% of managers say they plan to hire seasonal staff, according to a job survey by the site snagajob.com. Those lucky enough to score a summer job will be likely paid better as well. Hiring managers expect to pay employees $10.90 an hour on average. That's 7% increase from last summer. Those interested are advised to act quickly. Employers expect to have their summer openings filled by April.
In national news about education issues, President Barack Obama has been on a Latin American tour all week. His stop on Tuesday was in El Salvador. While there, he talked about education and tapping into growth.
Well, I think the statistics show that Latino students are much more likely to drop out, that they are less likely to go to college, that they have lower test scores on topics like science and math that are going to be critical for the 21st century economy. So that's why the need to reevaluate how we're approaching education from top to bottom. Our Race to the Top initiative, which says to states and schools, show us that you are focused on lowest performing schools, that you're getting the best teachers into some of the most difficult to teach schools. All those reforms taken together, I think, will have a huge impact on all children, but especially Latin American and African American students who are lagging even further behind.
Another of President Obama's goals for U.S. education is to have the highest proportion of college graduates in the world by the year 2020. This goal prompted Vice President Joe Biden to speak on behalf of the administration at the Building a Grand Nation Summit in Washington this week.
America used to lead the world. You know, if I had told some of you who are closer to my age back 20 years ago that we would at one time be tied with 4 nations for 9th in the world in the percent of students, the percent of population we graduate from college, you would have looked at me like I was crazy. But that's exactly where we are. It is unacceptable. America used to lead the world in the proportion of young adults with college degrees. And as I said, now we're in a 4-way tie for 9th.
Biden says a new grant program will help more students complete their college education. The Department of Education started accepting applications this week for the $20 million comprehensive grant program that will help colleges to boost graduation rates.
Some positive news about education in the U.S. A new report shows some of the worst high schools are getting better. The Building a Grad Nation report gathered data from the Department of Education. It found the number of high schools that graduated 60% or fewer of their students in 4 years decreased by 112 between 2008 and 2009. The largest improvement was seen in rural schools, with more than a 15% decline in the number of low-performing schools. Leading the pack, California and South Carolina each had 25 fewer low-performing high schools in 2009 than they did in the previous year.
But education in the news these days is not always positive. Hundreds of public school teachers in Cleveland could soon lose their jobs. A top school district official is recommending the cuts as part of a 2-year plan to trim the system's budget by $74 million. But the proposals are not sitting well with parents or teachers. Lori Taylor reports.
It makes me want to do homeschooling now.
Shamblin claims she's discouraged by interim CEO Peter Raskin's plan to lay off 835 employees, including 650 teachers.
Education will be harmed.
First Vice President of the Cleveland Teachers Union, Marianne Frederick, says Raskin's plan will increase classroom size and ultimately affect student achievement.
Shouldn't anybody that directly touches a child and affects a child's learning be the last place we look?
The proposed cuts come to about $74 million, enough to square up the budget for the next 2 years. Raskin also wants to reduce money spent on new textbooks, plus cut salaries and benefits, and close 7 schools. Mr. Raskin is also proposing the district sell this building along with all the vacant schools. Extracurricular activities will also be scaled back if board members approve the plan.
Tens of thousands of high school dropouts are finding a new future through a little-known program. Samantha Hayes shows us how Education Boot Camp is turning their lives around.
They march in step.
I gotta leave, I gotta go.
Respond in sync and take orders like you would expect from a group of cadets.
Everybody understand?
Yes, Sergeant! But these young men and women aren't in the military. They are high school dropouts who, on their own accord, are giving their education one last chance in a program through the National Guard, which claims a high success rate, 91% return to high school or earn their diploma. Tori Walston is the program's 100,000th graduate.
I never really grew up with that structure or discipline.
Walston dropped out of school at 14 and admits her life would have been much different if a friend at work hadn't told her about the program.
Just one day, literally, I just woke up and was like, I gotta do something different. I kind of had a reality check and it was like, okay, this can't be my life.
Squad attention! Six squad!
For 5.5 months, cadets live on site, separated by gender, and scheduled down to the minute. Acting out means dropping out.
We realize we only have a certain amount of time for them to go to get their high school, to get their high school diploma.
After graduation, the program doesn't end. Cadets are matched with a mentor who counsels them for a year.
And we're quite proud of them, and they are proud of themselves as well.
And like Walston, see a future they once thought impossible.
Because if I'm gonna shoot for the stars.
In Washington, I'm Samantha Hayes.
We'll be right back with more news from our partners at CNN. We'll look at updates from Japan and Libya next. Stay tuned.